Hello, hello. This is Professor Kagan, and I think I finally figured out how I want to go forward after my last video talking about Desmond Amufa. Uh, I'm going to call this the Professor Muses, where I just muse about a topic that I find interesting or intriguing or just general news that's come out about the gaming community. And I wanted to start today with the Nintendo Switch Lite. This was announced a few days ago. It comes out September 20th for $200, and that's really not bad. It's basically the price of a normal Switch without a dock. It's what I paid for a pre-owned Switch uh, because I already had one and I needed it for testing of certain things. Now this Switch is a little bit smaller. It's got a different CPU than the original. It's got one called Marico, which has been rumored for a while. Digital Foundry did a neat video on it, talking about how it's got the capacity for more memory, it would allow for more efficient battery life, and the sorts. And the Switch Lite actually does have this. And just looking at the design, we have blue, yellow, and gray, and they look very spiffing, I must say. They do look a little bit more, well, I don't want to say it, but they do look a little bit more kid-friendly, and I think that's by design. These are very much for children. They have a Pokemon version, which it's named after two Pokemon from Sword and Shield. I'm looking at the site right now. I'm going to try to pronounce it. Zacian Zamazenta. I've probably just butchered that all to heck, but it looks cool. I think it looks the best out of all of them. Very clean, and if I was going to get one, it would probably be the one I'd get, even though I'm not that big into Pokemon. It does come a little bit skimped from what the normal Switch can do. It doesn't have the HD rumble or the IR camera on the right Joy-Con, which honestly, that doesn't really bother me. I don't know of any real games aside from Labo and 1-2 Switch that uses those, so I don't feel too bad about it. It doesn't bother me, which a lot of people have gotten into a big stink over that, and I really don't know why. I just feel like they're mad because they're cut features, but it would be like, it's not like taking the 3D out of the 3DS, which Nintendo did do with the 2DS. Actually, I suppose it would be exactly like that, because nobody really cared about the 3D. But you saw what the 2DS did, you know. It went on to actually do very well for Nintendo, and almost every iteration of the 3DS after the first 2DS was just 2D. Now there was the new 3DS, which was 3D, the first couple models of it, and then they went and introduced the new 2DS XL, which, you know, I apologize, I had to cut there because there was some yard work going on outside. So back to the 2DS XL, that's the current model that they're selling, and it's doing very well. Even after the announcement of the Switch Lite, Nintendo said they're still going to sell their system, and I don't really, I know why. It's to have hardware that they can fall back on if necessary, but at the same time, it's like, come on, you've got this new, smaller model that's going to be marketed alongside Pokemon, going to be marketed to kids, it's cheaper, all the little kiddos are going to have that. It's not that much more expensive than a new 2DS XL. I believe it's about $50 more. I was just at GameStop today looking at the new 3DS XLs, because I still have a launch model 3DS that's looking a bit worse for wear. The D-pad is kind of mucked up a bit, and the rubber on the circle pad is gone. It actually came off about a couple of weeks ago, but I digress. I feel like a lot of the people that are miffed about the 2D, I apologize, the Switch Lite coming out, it's not for you. It's not for you. It's for kids or people on a budget. And statistics even say, so I've heard, that most people play their Switch in handheld mode anyway. So here you go. Here's the Switch that is just handheld. It's still 720p. Nothing's changed aside from a couple of those lesser features getting knocked out, I say go for it. I think it's a-okay. Let me know what you think about the Switch Lite below, and if you would like to check out my video on Desmond, please do so. He's a very great man, and I really wish he could have seen the Nintendo Switch Lite as well. He would have went nuts. Absolutely nuts. And that's it. I hope you all have a good day. This is Professor Kagan, Professor in Ego Only.